In this short animalistic video, I'm gonna tell you how to macro the new Halloween event, the Midnight Hunt, as a complete starter if you have just started playing the game, as a middle game player, and as a pro. So without further ado, let's start right away. First, I'm gonna tell you how to macro the events if you are a complete starter and you have just started playing Animal Stand, and then it's gonna be an AFK chamber. Here you can actually get the event currency, but yeah, you'll get purely nothing, okay? With the drop boost, with an active drop boost, I was able to get 458 of the candies in 300 seconds, which by my insane calculations is around how much? 5,496 candy baskets per hour, and for 8 hours it's around 43k of the baskets. It's something. By AFK in the chamber for like 17 hours you can get 100k of the currency, which will allow you to even buy the Ava material for one of the characters, but that's purely nothing, okay? The next way will be absurdly better if you have unlocked the second world. So if you're a starter, but you have already unlocked the second world, here's what you need to do. Let's just log into the stage and I will show you. We don't even need to move like at all. We can just start at the game, and now we need to die. Yeah, we just need to lose, but when we are losing, we are still getting a currency, okay? Which is just insane. So yeah, we can just retry, and just like this, we'll get kinda good amount of currency. It feels like, you know, a macro for the Ascanor in Anime Vanguards, the Vanguard unit, you know? Here you also don't need to do anything, just turn on an Autoclicker. I'm using an OP Autoclicker. It's not like a recommendation or something, it's just probably the most popular clicker ever. You can use your Autoclicker. Let me hide it. Now we need to lose. Also, don't worry about the cut selection. You can try and go for like debuffs to get tasty 100 candies or 1 candy per wave. It will not change much, just add an additional candies. We don't care. Now let's finally die. Okay, and as you can see, we got 1,500 of the candy baskets. Now we can just retry. You can turn on an auto ready, so you don't need to start manually. And all you need is just, again, to turn on an auto clicker, put it for the retry button, and that's it. Now let's count how much of the currency can you get with this method. Without any boost, you are getting around 1,200 of the even currency. No, we are not. It was a mistake made by me. On usual, we're getting around 1,300 of the even currency, and if you'll pick the debuff, you'll get even more. But we'll count the base, the 1,300 of the even currency. Now the time completion of the stage is around 90 seconds. We'll add up for some lag. Maybe it will be around 100 seconds. Now, by my insane calculations, we know that we are doing 36 runs per minute, and now let's multiply it by the amount of currency which we are getting, and this is amount of currency which you will get for macroing this stage for 1 hour. I mean, not macroing, but just click on retry. Now let's multiply it by 8, and this is amount of currency which you will get for 8 hours. The amount of hours which usual normal person sleeps. Yeah, all you need to do is just log into the stage, click play, like retry, you know, that's it. You're farming like insane. So this is probably the easiest way to macro the new event. But now let's see how can we macro the stage without beating it. Yeah, you heard me right. We don't need to beat the stage, as we all already know that you are getting the currency without beating the stage again. That's why if we don't have powerful team, if we are middle game player, we barely have like some avatars, almost all of our team is full overloads, we still can try and get more of the currency. How so? Let me show you. Why I'm entering the raids? We need to go for the Midnight Hunt events. Okay, we're in. Let's turn off then auto ready, as now we don't need an auto ready settings. Let's restart. Now we will be staying probably over here. We need to scroll all the way up, so our camera will be looking like this. And now let's try to get stuck at this stone, so we'll get that position. Okay, wait, it's this angle. Yeah, I'm getting getting stuck over here. Now let's just stop here. And now what do? We'll turn on a tiny task. I will not show you how to download it. You can check my guide for the macro rates. I'm giving a full guide about tiny task over there. But all we need to do is just turn on the continuous and playback, get the recording hotkey which we want. Let's put tiny task over here now. Now let's work on our team. Let's somehow pretend that we are like very bad at the game. Still we need some units, exact units, and it better be a dark and light unit. If you have godly, you probably have like maybe Johnny. No, Johnny is too hard to get, right? Maybe Ichigo, yeah. Let's at least pretend that we have Ichigo. Now let's turn the filter for light and dark. Let's see. One of you is actually very easy to get. Let's pick him on the team, who is also very easy to get. Yuta, kinda easy to get. He's not that insane to get, you know? Let's also get him on the team. Now let's, for example, get this Avatar Crimson Mage. Obviously, we will use the Bulma and an Idol. Now, this team is actually too good. Wait. We'll probably stay like this. So we have two Avatar units, one glitched, one of you, and glitched Ichigo. We are like kinda good of a middle game player, you know? Maybe mid-late game player. So now what we will do, wash my hands. We'll start the record, which you can do on the F8. You see, we're starting the record. And we need to play the whole stage, okay? But without pressing any records. Why? As I have forgot, where is the retry button? I'm sorry, guys. I am actually dumb. But now you can look at my placements. This is basically how we'll place our units in this macro. The thing about this macro is that we'll pick the bad debuffs, which will make the game harder, but our Ichigo or one of you will be able to beat a couple of starter waves, you know, which will allow us to get more currency if we were getting it with the previous method. I actually hope so. We'll make the count later. Also, now we need to remember what the cards are. Just remember that the curse card, the third one, is somewhere near this path. Yeah, so it's like on the right of this path. We can pick it over here. We'll need this later. If you'll stick to this stone, those will be the two positions right of this part of the path. Now let's just finally die. Okay, so with this team, we will actually be able to reach 48, which is insane. We got this amount of currency, which I will screenshot as I am super, like, I will forget it like in 5 seconds. Is over here. You see also where the path is coming, but on the right side. So now, when we are remembering all of this, now what we're doing, we are clicking F8. We are starting to click over here where our retry button is. Let's click start. Now we are placing our idol here and only here, opening the unit manager, upgrading our idol. Why we are placing our idol only over there? Just because we're picking a card over there, you know. So we're placing Bulma over there, upgrading idol, upgrading Bulma. Let's place one of you over here. It's better to not say heal units as you're not clicking at the right side where our main units are. Now let's click out to upgrade all, and let's close the unit manager, F8. Now with this macro, just because we are placing our units here, we'll pick the card, the debuff card. It will be always a debuff card. Sometimes you might get this card and it might not be the debuff card, but usually it will be a debuff card. We'll get all of the debuffs, our units will be upgraded, and we'll get a bunch of even currency. So now let's save this record, let's restart the stage, and let's see if it works right as it should. We are clicking retry, we are clicking start. I was doing it super slow, like I was just showing you what you need to do, but it's better to do it super fast, like opening your unit manager, fastly upgrade your idol, then fastly place your Ichigo. You don't even need to have Ichigo be able to be placed, you know, you don't need to have enough cash for it. Just place them where they need to be placed, and then when you will cycle the macro will place those units. So yeah, just like this, we are beating the macro. Let's see how we are picking the card though. I'm actually interested in that. Okay, so let's see. Here goes the card, and will we nah, we didn't choose the card as we didn't have enough time for this. Yeah, you actually need to do it fast, so you'll be able to pick the card, the right card that we want to pick. But this will work, and now let's stop the macro as we already know that it works. Now let's see how much of the currency we'll get. So now let's look at the screenshot of how much have we gotten, as again I have forgot about everything. It took us this amount of time to complete this stage, so it's around 8 completions per hour. Now let's multiply multiply it by the average amount of currency we're getting, and this is actually very good amount of currency. I'm not gonna lie. Now let's multiply it by 8, and it's 558,000 of the currency. But yeah, a little question. Should we do this if we're doing all of this stuff when we can just log into the stage, open our OP Autoclicker and click? It's only up to you. Using this method, you will still get higher. That will make a record for the best macro. Like, with this macro, you will get most amount of currency. Here, I'm using the Dracula, Lulu, and the Bob. Those are like the best units from the updates, and they will give us a currency boost. You can probably replace Bulma with some other unit from the new updates. Maybe Naruto. I just don't have them. But Naruto is an insane pull here. Let's give our Naruto a Soul of Requiem. We'll give Lelouch the Soul of Intimidation. True Dracula the Soul of Super Strength. We'll give Bob the Soul of Super Strange. And True Dracula will stay with the Soul of Inner Potential. Nice. Now let's just start the stage, and this macro will be very easy, guys. Again, we're standing over here, not at the back. Over here, we can easily stay here. The only problem I don't remember was the retry button. Wait, let me get stack here. Okay, so the retry button is something over here. Right over here. Let me hold my mouse here. Now I'm staying like over here, doesn't matter. Now I'm clicking F8. I'm clicking this point where the retry button is. Let's start. Let's place idol. Let's upgrade our idol. Now let's place Naruto, upgrade idol. Place Dracula, upgrade idol. Place Lelouch, upgrade idol. Place them up, upgrade idol. Auto upgrade. End of the records. That's it. That's the entire macro. Not a joke. So this team can annihilate this stage. Let's call the macro like best new even macro. Let's put it for the probably 3x. Yeah, why not? Now let's retry and let's see if this team can actually macro the stage. Okay, so we are at the 50th wave, and in my macro I have forgot to place Bulma, so we're doing this with a single farm. So yeah, you can actually get another even character to get the boost, as we will easily annihilate this boss. Just look at this. The boss already starts to melt. I was picking only debuffs. We have not picked any single buff with our macro, as we were constantly upgrading idol and picking the debuff cards. This is actually the worst play that I have ever seen, just because I was not double farming. I have probably turned off the hell out of my crits for my units. Still, boss have not even passed our characters. He'll be annihilated, and I guess our Lelouch pawns are still going for him. So yeah, this team is actually broken. It takes kinda long, to be honest. This is a problem, but still, we are actually able to beat it. Let's turn off the macro. Let's screenshot how much of the currency we got, as again I'll forget it in like a couple of seconds. And now let's count how much of the currency we are getting. We are doing around 6 runs per hour, but I will still count with this amount of the runs, the 5.8. Now let's multiply it by amount of currency which we got, which is this amount of currency per hour. Okay, let me just clear it up. It's around 126,000 per 1 hour, and per 8 hours 1 million of the currency. 1 million of the currency if you'll use only 3 boosted characters. With 4 boosted characters, I guess you can easily go up to like 1,200,000. So this is actually the best way to macro the game mode. And I guess that's it for today's video. Write down in the comments if I have helped you with this video. If I did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And now I will finally go and at least have some sleep. God damn it. I've been awake for like a lot. Okay. And yeah, peace.